Woo. That was a tough one. It's been such a humid day up here today. We've had like little mini storm cells come through. I've never been so hit by the sun. Like we went for a walk for 20 minutes down the beach. I took my hat off on the way back, like 20 minutes on the way back. Absolutely got fried on my head, fried egg. Yeah, and then we had some storm cells when we got back, and so it's a Sunday, so I jumped in the glassing bay, turned on the aircon, thought I would do a glassing job, challenged myself. I've got some leftover rolls. As you can see, I've got all these different scraps over here of different bits of sustainable cloth that I've tested and used. So I'm doing a 511 version of a 5.7 UFO that was the one and only board that I've actually designed using the Shape 3D program. So I'm still not, excuse me, sorry for the strobing or the out of focus, into focus. I'm no good at using the program. I sat down with a young bloke, Lucas, who was working for me at the time, doing some repairs, and I was teaching him hand shaping and everything like that. And we sat down, and I had a board in my head, and he was my hands on the computer, and I looked at the screen and gave him measurements, and just going by the image on the screen and rockers and everything, we designed this little 5.7 UFO, which was a bonza, and it absolutely ripped. And when I go up to Agnes, and I was surfing a lot of smaller waves depending on the season, and lots of point breaks, sometimes the wave didn't have a lot of push in it but had some wall and some face. So instead of like riding longboards, I like to put a bit of volume in my little board, so I can, when there's little pockets and that, I can actually still get my board to move in the pockets instead of just having to run up and down the board. So this was born out of that. I asked Grant Newby, another good mate of mine, who is a surfboard designer. He designs all his boards on a 3D shaping program. He doesn't hand shape them, he designs them and then finishes them off, scrubs them by hand. So I got him to enlarge a couple of my files, so I got him to make a 511 version of this, and then I got it cut down at Thomas Surfboards, who he had to tweak it a little bit to get it into a blank. So it's been a bit of a process, and this is the first prototype. There's a couple of things I might change, but I'm going to glass this one and ride it and see how it goes. It's looking pretty awesome. So I've used a hemp and basalt cloth, combination cloth, on the bottom of this. I threw 4 ounce over it and I glassed it all in one go, which is really hard to do. The blank was pre-sealed, but even just to get the cloth wet out, through both layers and wrapped all in one go, and it's a cut lap. I knew it was going to be challenging to start with, but I thought, that's what I like to do, is experiment when I'm doing my boards. So because I might come across something that works better, it'll all get done anyways. It's, if it's an improvement, I'll stick with it. If it's not, I'll go back to how I was classing previously. So most commonly with this type of material, I would do a 2-stage glassing process. I would do the hemp basalt first, both sides, seal it, give it a light sand because it gets stipply, and then I would do a layer of glass over that. So trying not to hit the cloth at all to get the stipply effect and hit that and touch that cloth at all, I've gone back to, because I used to do it like this at some stage, back to doing it all in one go. I've used a roller to make sure my laps are really wet out, because they can stay dry underneath. especially with epoxy, you know, in the humidity and everything. It gets quite thick, stops it running through. 4 ounce too, so 6 ounce cloth would help. An open weave would let the resin absorb into the bottom cloth better, and the bottom cloth being quite coarse as well and hard to wet out. But yeah, I got there, pretty stoked with it. Bit of mango and apple green and clear on the bottom, and then I'm putting I've got one length left for this that'll make this board of a hex weave that is a Negra and basalt. So it's a pretty cool cloth. It's pretty dark cloth, so you can't really colour it too much. You can put a bit in it, but it's going to be the way the cloth is. It's got a nice design on it. That's going to be my deck side with a reverse cut lap on that. So it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, so I did that on my Sunday evening when it was too hot to sand and do anything else, and just sort of have a bit of a play and smash it out and keep my creative juices flowing. And this is a very long post, so if you stuck through to the end, you must be pretty keen on surfboard nerding, manufacturing and everything. And thank you very much for sticking with me and listening and checking it out, and like my post, and yeah, send me a comment, give me some feedback if you like. But thanks. I enjoy your evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having a good time and not getting too pulled into a lot of the shit that goes on that's designed to just bring our vibe down. Just keep it high, keep the vibe high. Much love to everybody. We're trying to work from a place of love and happiness, and create that. That's what I've learned in my 59 years on this planet. Making lots of mistakes and getting sucked into the vortex of a lot of stuff and not being able to process a lot of traumas, and then getting to a really good place in my life with my faith and myself, you know, getting over health issues. Still not 100%, but heaps better. But that could be another post. Otherwise we're going to keep going. I don't even know if this is going to get out there. I'm going to start the YouTube channel. Well, I have got one. I'm going to put a lot more stuff on that, and if you guys are interested in that, then you can tune into that. But thank you guys. Enjoy. See ya. You